Oh shit, here we go again.
Bitch, are you jealous?
Oh shit, here we go again.
Yeah.
You should do that on the mic.
Hey. Yeah. It's a good day today. It's been a good day today. Nubia, has it been a good day today?
It's been a good day.
I feel like it's been a great day. My name is I Make Mad Beats. You are tuned into a new episode of Type Beat, live from outer space and Unapologetic Studio. Man, my cast is behind me. Let them introduce themselves.
What up, what up? LJ1S.
Hi, Nubia.
C major.
Keenan.
All right. Yeah, we got, today's going to be an interesting day. We got a cool guest in the house. She's not a guest to this house, but she's a guest to this podcast. This house is her home. She was walking down the street. She had just come back from doing some sort of meditation in some grass somewhere. Yes. And we said, yo, you know what? You should pull up on Type Beat. And let's talk about your single. Let's talk about your newest song, your latest creations, what you're doing, why you're doing it. Right?
Yes.
Indeed, indeed. So everybody in the building, everybody not in the building, give it up for Nubia Yassin.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Indeed, indeed. Kid Maestro, please let the audience know the rules of Type Beat.
Yeah, y'all know what it is. And if you don't, I'm about to tell you.
Y'all already know the rules.
Y'all might know what it is.
Y'all already know
Nah,
the rules.
compared to education.
Dang, what was the
It was that-
actual quote?
You talking about the beat battle? Y'all already know the rules. So I ain't gonna bother telling y'all. And then he just went to go in the room. Went into the
From
room.
I did
Tell me the
Eli
best.
John.
Yeah, I know. From the way you was moving, I knew you was.
You already know the rules, so I ain't gonna bother telling y'all. But this is an open conversation, so please comment.
You gotta legit hold him, bro.
Man was massaging, bro.
Yeah, but no, this is an open conversation. We kind of have an idea what we're going to talk about today, but we really just want to talk to y'all. So we're going to get it started, but please chime in on wherever we are live, which is Twitch, which is YouTube, which is Facebook as well. And, just chime in. We got the Unapologetic World app where you can drop in, your conversation points in depth, or you could just hit the comments on any one of those platforms, and we will stop what we're doing to make sure we acknowledge and include you, because that is the ideal form of this podcast, not just us talking to each other. So yeah, with that being said,
Yeah, what we talking about, LJ?
Man, so we talking about SoundCloud and I guess their approach to be for the artists. We're talking about AI again, more specifically a AI artist that charted on the Billboard, and we're talking about Slightly Sacred, which is an amazing single that we will get into.
Slightly scared.
Slightly Scared. That's what it was almost called.
Slightly scared.
Well, yeah, man. So SoundCloud kind of. I know we talked last week about what platform was that?
How could you forget, bro, with that
I know.
amazing transition?
My bad.
Oh, yeah.
That was on me. I'm drawing a blank. But either way,
Title.
SoundCloud. Title. It was the one. You're right.
What up, Unique?
Title.
You need what he
In the
do.
chat.
Yeah, it was good, family.
Hope you feeling better, doing better since the last message you sent through.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But yeah, Title. We talked about basically their approach of getting rid of the middleman. But SoundCloud has their approach for their version of the future, which is you keeping 100% of your royalties if you distribute through SoundCloud. And it comes with other things, like I seen that they give you a platform to sell your merch, which I think is dope. It was another one, and my bad I'm drawing a blank on that. But yeah, man, how do y'all feel about that? Do y'all think that can compete? Will that last? Is that the new direction? I mean, again, Tidal, they did their version, and I feel like SoundCloud is jumping in that world.
Yeah, this is the way this is all falling out is interesting because, like, I think it's only interesting because of the context of what already existed.
Right.
So I had to kind of look into this to try to understand it. But SoundCloud, you could already monetize on there.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing that the monetization model for SoundCloud was unique in this specific way is they have like on platform monetization. So you could upload to SoundCloud.
Right.
And if you are like you have a pro artist subscription, you get eligible for monetization, right? And so their on platform monetization model is such that like it's based on the percentage of your listenership. So for example, if a artist, or not artist, if a listener, like a person who has SoundCloud, spends 100% of their time listening to just your music, you're pretty much going to get 100% of their share of their paid subscription.
And it used to be across. It used to be across all listeners, and they pulled that, and you would get a split of that. But that made it top heavy. So
When did they change that?
2021, I believe. This was years
Because
ago.
I feel like I saw somebody say something like that like not too long ago, and I didn't know it had been put into place.
Yeah, it's been a minute since it's been like that. Like it used to be top, like whoever got the most listeners got the lion's share of that money.
And that's pretty much the way most of streaming services operate now. It's a pool that just, you know what I'm saying? So they figured out a way to do that, which makes them unique. That's for their on-platform stuff. Separately, you can distribute to DSPs and use SoundCloud also as a distribution platform, like DistroKid, and that also is included in your subscription of the Artist Pro stuff, should you want it. So that's what already existed before this announcement. So now they're announcing that you keep 100% of your royalties, and my immediate question was of which royalties.
Right.
Okay.
And so to me, with that, so I needed to look up, like, okay, does that mean you get 100% of your on-platform royalties, your digital streaming platform royalties, or both? Right?
Yeah.
And from what I can tell, looking into the terms of services, hitting up ChatGPT to kind of break some of that stuff down, what I can tell, what this really means is that you get to keep 100% of your on-platform royalties, and the deduction for streaming services is 80-20, which is not. And so I think, I don't know if this is intentional, it probably is, but I feel like that is a little
how they
sleight of hand, you know what I'm saying? But I still think it's good, because if you can monetize on platform, right, and they took a certain percentage of internal costs and now they're waiving that, I think that's good.
It's basically,
but it's not that was it.
Check.
They took a certain percentage of internal costs. Check 1 2. Can y'all hear us? Let me know.
Hello.
We back? Ian, Espen, Nikita. I be wanting to say ESPN.
That is.
Can y'all hear us? Let us know. I think we back. You know what I'm saying? Pro Tools had a temper tantrum.
What is that? What? Oh, Spencer. Okay.
Woo! Phantom. Yes, we back. Cool. Okay, cool. All right, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for bearing with us and letting us know. This is why it's a conversation. Because if y'all ain't say nothing, we just would have been talking to ourselves. Fully having a full conversation. But thank you all for chiming in and doing that. So we back. We was talking about the terms of service of SoundCloud. And I think just listening to the replay, I think where we left off was just me saying that I think that what they announced means that you get 100% of their on-platform royalties as opposed to 100% of any royalties related to SoundCloud. So you don't get 100% of, if you distribute to Spotify through SoundCloud, you don't get 100% of those royalties. Okay, yeah. I did read 80-20 somewhere for those. And also with the 100% joints, I feel like my hat's tall. I'm going to get back in my seat. Your face is so I feel like with the 100% royalties, it's not really 100%. I do think there are like operational costs deducted still, but not like a profit split. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, even the fact that you still have to buy in to even get that is
so you do have to have you do have to be eligible for monetization. You do have to have a pro account, but I don't really hold that against them because that is the norm. That's the norm. Like you could take DistroKid for example. You got to have a subscription to DistroKid to continue to have your stuff be distributed, or they'll send you an absorbent amount of
my email
saying
hey, you about to lose your account.
It's about to be deleted. But I think it does eventually happen. They'll take your stuff out. So that's a model for some jobs. So whether it's right, I don't know. I feel like that's a different conversation. But I'm not gonna say that was sneaky or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just like you said, it's more so how they promote it, how they frame I guess this edition or whatever, more so than what it actually is.
Yeah, it seems like an attempt, at least in the marketing, to capitalize on a lack of knowledge. Yeah. So it's just like, 100% royalties. I don't know what that means, but that sounds good, and it's the topic of the conversation right now in the distribution world. So it feels like
they're just positioning themselves to be the savior, and they're trying to remind people of their brand because SoundCloud used to represent that idea of just free marketplace. Now nobody was really making no money on SoundCloud in the early days, but it still was like
but it was a platform for you to get your money. Like it was if you wanted it.
The way they formatted to like the artist store stuff, I feel like SoundCloud has over time been trying to become a one-stop shop because you can do like AI mastering. Of their stuff.
I didn't know that.
You can distribute to all streaming platforms. You can,
but that's that's the model. I mean, Lander doing. I feel like that's just the model. Yeah, true. Like they're trying to combine. They're trying to combine as quickly as possible. You making the song to put to get it out.
I think it's interesting though. Like I think that was the other thing that the SoundCloud has. You can. I'm not sure if it's relevant now, but you can press vinyl from them.
Like a on-demand type joint.
Yeah, so I mean, for me, I think that's cool as hell.
That's great. That is great. We've been looking into other platforms that have, like advertise a similar joint where you can basically have your fan like kind of like Printful where you can sell vinyl and it's like direct to the manufacturer. So you as the business and the brand are basically the middleman between the customer, between like the listener and the
product,
like the people that actually make the thing. So you don't have to buy like
Physical
products.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can just sell
I think
online
it's
and
cool.
they make it.
As an artist, the artist, does that matter to you guys? Like the ability to create a product, be able to release it with some level of quality and immediately distribute. Does that ever entice? I be seeing that on Lander and all of that. And for me, and I'm not necessarily an artist like you guys. I don't see myself as that. But for me, that just does not like tickle my fancy yet. I just be like, I'm not.
That doesn't sound attractive to me.
I feel like it's low key a generational thing, man.
Yeah.
Cause all of like the younger artists, even the homie bunch of like folks just be ready to like let's drop.
Yeah.
Like soon as you done recording, it's like bro, this we not even. This is just what you listen to.
I understand that perspective too. Like that's what I understand more than like the distribution part of it. Like what I come from is the SoundCloud level of that where I used to bro, I used to my cousin is a very famous underground rapper, Spooky Lee, and he garnered hundreds of thousands of fans. He would leave. I would record him at my mom's house. He would leave her house and sit in the car in the driveway and release the song. I haven't mixed it. I just sent him a rough, and then I would scroll on SoundCloud and it would be up. And then a week later it would have 20,000 plays. And I fuck with that level of it. What I'm saying I don't understand is like this new level is like you can really polish it, and then I don't understand that part, and I don't know if that entices people at all. Because from my perspective, that's a more DistroKid. Like that's just a more set in stone kind of way of doing things that I just don't. I'm not understanding the other side of it, or if they even entices people just trying to release music that way. Does that entice them?
I think it comes from a mindset. I think that comes from a mindset of like of still believing that the mixtape is different from the album. Right, like that there is
that's real
a different level, but I think at this point people are just treating every distribution joint like SoundCloud. Like it's just get the music out. You know what I mean? And there's no hierarchy, or which I think can be. I don't know, that freedom actually might be a little bit healthy to like, because I've seen like I'll drop this IG joint. I'll drop this joint as long as I put less value on it, then I am free to share it. But if I said this is gonna be my album, then that thing gets sat on for years.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like it's the kind of thing. Oh, sorry.
Well, just because there's just like this perceived level of difference that just, and I think that mindset is the pathway to keep you from actually releasing things in the first place.
I agree. I think that there needs to be a healthy balance, or at least I want to strike a healthy balance. And so I do understand people will be like, oh, I made something, I just want to post it. That makes sense. And then people who like, oh, I made something, I want to take my time to plan out when I want to put this out. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense to me is to care enough to want these things done right, but then to want them done right very quickly. That sounds counterintuitive to me. And that's why I don't really get the let's AI mix it. Let's AI like master it. Let's
distribute it through Lander.
It's like, why are we doing that? Like, if you care about it, can care about it, or not, because you can care about it and also just post it in a really accessible way. I think just like when your values are not matching up with the way that you are going about doing the thing is what's confusing to me.
Yeah, I think that's what I learned from Tajin tapes is that is two sides of the same coin. They are not really in opposition. I think it's still the same piece of money, is what I'm saying. I believe that improvement can come from working a thing till it's right, and I also think improvement can come from deciding it's done.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that you just have to be able to see. You just have to be able to adjust in a moment which approach you want to do. Yeah. But I do think that there is value in both. You know what I mean? I really, and like to the point where you could just do it either way. I think, in my opinion, especially if you know who you are. Like I don't necessarily think that a person who has like if you're the type of person who's gotten blackout drunk on multiple occasions, like when you go out to the club, you probably just shouldn't consume alcohol. Some people can, right? So if you're the type of person that like you're the overthinker and it's gonna take you a minute to release some stuff, you probably got to set your life up to where you're dropping. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't give yourself the time to overthink because the return that you get isn't worth the wasted time of people not being able to consume this and you not being able to move on to the next thing and make something else.
I agree.
Yeah. It's interesting just thinking about like the idea of trying to find that balance, but more so have the freedom to do either. But that has me thinking about our next subject, Xania Monet, the AI situation. Like, it's weird saying she, but I guess the creator is she. I keep forgetting her name.
You said
Talisha Jones.
Talisha Jones.
If her name is Talisha Jones, she's definitely choosing. What's her name? Xania
Monet.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
This is a very layered situation.
Yeah, but we did get a comment before that. I think Midas said, so if AI does all the editing, does the AI own your master based on the fine print?
Actually, this has been determined in courts.
What did they say?
The Copyright
That's interesting.
Act of 19 whatever it was has been updated to address copyrighted works, right, and how that works. So you cannot copyright protects the creations of people, not machines. And so if you create something that is 100% AI generated, you cannot legally copyright it. If you create something, like let's say, for example, you create a beat completely with AI and all the lyrics are yours. You can copyright your lyrics, but the beat you cannot copyright. And that basically is how it works.
What method are they going through to prove what is entirely produced by AI and what is partially produced by AI?
I don't know, and I don't know if the law is what I'm just talking about the law.
Yeah.
Now, when you upload to the Copyright Office, I don't know if they have some sort of detection or whatever, but I think it's based. I don't know. I literally don't know, but I think that it's based on, at least in the current state of you saying whether or not it is that.
Yeah, that's spooky.
It's off the under system.
Yeah, but basically, but
I didn't use
that. But then if you have a copyright dispute, right? Then
probably have to have proof.
Then it might come out that you actually didn't own the copyright. Yeah. When somebody rips your stuff off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like they're relying on you, also like relying on these platforms.
But there's also a lot of people who, like, I think that I get the energy of that line of questioning, but I also feel like that there are a lot of people who are very much okay with this is art made with AI.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think as many people who use AI are trying to hide it.
No, I don't think so.
You might suspect.
I don't think so anymore. I was thinking about that earlier, just that line of thought, and I low-key feel like it just goes back to, like, the labels or whatever were kind of prepping us for this. And it says, Curtis King, he posted something, and it basically was talking about how the shift in, like, rap music when people stopped being so conscious. And it was like, it's not that deep or whatever, and people started looking for the more trendy, more it's a vibe type of music. And that further just made me think, like, what if that was, like, just the preparation of creating this type soulless music that's not necessarily, it doesn't have it's not layered, it's not as creative. Like, what if that was preparation for these moments?
I feel like we, in a lot of different spaces, like not just music, but we're talking about music, but this is kind of like reflected onto almost every sector of life right now, we are seeing the results of that thought of this is not that deep. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. It doesn't matter that much because like that's why people are not reading as deeply. They're not like creating from as deep a place, and like we've kind of like made efficiency and like just more important when like that is important, but we're losing the balance with it. And I think like even in science, like the way that they interpret scientific data is infected by this. So like we're not even getting we're not even getting the depth of the knowledge that we're supposed to be getting from the studies that are happening because they're just wanting to do them so quickly that they're just like the numbers say this, so then it's this, but it's like
it's a very quantity over quality.
Yeah,
I mean, we see that. I feel like we see that with COVID, but that's another topic.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the world sucks too. Nobody wants to think.
Nobody wants to think.
It's a when you do, it's hard to want to think about something when you know it sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just nobody wants to go through that.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think Mad posted something basically like we love convenience. Like the human race in general loves convenience, like you said, across the board.
yeah,
we can
make something more convenient.
but it's weird to me because like loving convenience and stuff like that, but if you're still like, what else are you doing with the time then?
That's what I'm saying. Well, what are you trading your time for? Like, that's okay. And I'm
like, so I know for us.
Hold on. Let's hit some comments. Did you just switch it? Let's hit some comments real quick. So Liz, shout out to Liz, by the way. She said you have to prove whatever portion is AI and what isn't. Yeah, I think that's where we're early in the technology.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like because even we distribute through Symphonic, and you know recently there's been a check mark of like when you upload the artwork, you have to say was this created with AI, and there's 3 boxes. None. How much of this was created with AI? None, some, or all. Right? And same with the music. You know what I mean? So I can obviously lie.
Yeah.
Right? But I just think that that's just where we are currently.
It's still developing.
We're just at the beginning of this. So I do think that, yes, you just have to self-report. So when
y'all can't see his legs right now.
See the stands my boy in, but he in the stands for sure. He in the stands.
So when Timbaland signed Xania, I think he made Tata. That's a different AI artist.
That's crazy.
Is the person who created her getting the benefits, or is that money even going? Or what is that money even going towards? So, from my understanding, like you're getting all the benefits you can off of something that you create. So you leverage your creation for whatever benefits you can get from it. There are known ways which musicians do that, which is performance royalties, mechanical royalties, streaming royalties, shows, merch, et cetera, et cetera. There's brand deals, and there's like creator partnerships with social media platforms, and you could basically do whatever you can do with it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we're seeing some sort of restrictions being introduced on different platforms as this new technology emerges. Of like, okay, well, you can't retain copyrights on these portions of it and such, and so if a monetization lane requires copyright ownership, then now you don't have access to that. But there are lots of ways that you can use something you made to get money for it.
I think people figured out, they're like, oh, I just need to generate attention. And then the attention can get me what I need.
Nikita said it's like losing the feeling and the meaning of things.
Yeah, but I mean,
and AI should always be lowercase. Otherwise, it would be AI.
I don't know what distinction you're trying to draw there, but if that second AI is Allen Iverson, we here. If that second, let me know if that second AI was Allen Iverson. If that second AI is Allen Iverson, I might fuck with you, Nikita. If not, we still beefing forever.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be honest. Like, to me, I've been struggling with a particular part of this. Hold on, let me make sure all the comments are.
Ashley
Ashley Pickens.
Ashley
Pickens. Trash. Yeah, I think she was talking about call it what it is. So yeah, it's not a she. Not a real artist at all. That's right. She agreed to something one of us said. There's a system that all music is ran through to detect authentication. Okay, I didn't know. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think that was around the time we was talking about copyright uploads and stuff.
I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, and then might have said it never matter until it matters. Which is,
that's it. Like you said, we're still early in it, but
which is most of the time is after you've been fucked over.
Yep.
Fuck so hard, bro.
Yeah, we're still early in it, but man, it's wild because apparently the original creator, she signed a multi-million-dollar deal.
That's herself?
Well, they signed the artist.
Oh.
They signed Xania Monet. But of course, she's the creator, so she's receiving the benefit. The thing is, it's interesting to me, like she's promoting this AI creation as an artist or whatever, and you know, she doesn't sing. She's not a singer. Like she's a poet.
Don't piss me off.
She's a poet, actually.
She don't do nothing.
And she's, you know, she claims that it's her lyrics, it's still her truth, her story, or whatever. So she doesn't see an issue with it. But the question is like, then why not just be a songwriter in that aspect? Because even if you're importing your lyrics as a poet, and we all know doing poetry and music, like they blur lines, but they're not typically the same. So even when you insert your lyrics, AI is still creating the cadence or interpolating what you're saying.
She said she worked on that song for 4 months and went through hundreds of iterations of that via prompts. So are you saying that like it can't be you because AI is just making something that you can't control?
What I'm saying is like AI is analyzing your input, your prompt.
Right.
And it is creating off of that. So it's not necessarily like, I don't think AI is like taking your word from word and be like, okay, let me use these words in this fashion. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's interpolating what you're saying and be like, okay, this is how we should put this with this production.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. And
I mean, I guess
so. It's not. So
the idea is that once you hear it and you're like, this is not right, you then give it more input to adjust it to where.
She's definitely making choices, and so it's not like I don't think it's like you didn't do nothing, but. Yeah, no, I think I just object to the philosophy behind this method of creation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, I think that, like, I think about it. Well, you was going to say something. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I can't even remember what I was about to say.
Okay. But no, like, you can, it's like you can do so much without collaborators, but and you can make something good without collaborators. Mm-hmm. But there's something that you learn in the making with other people that I think is as valuable as what you get from what you make. And like, I think that when you don't approach creativity from that vantage point, it's hard for me to see it as anything other than you just trying to make a bag. And I don't I really think that's kind of lame. Like, there's so many other ways to make a bag.
That's what Liz just said. Because why pay someone else to do it when you can throw it in AI and get a multi-million-dollar deal?
Yeah, because she got a multi-million-dollar deal. So it's working for her. Mm-hmm. But I think my real thing is that there's not its own lane, in the sense that even her like chart on the billboards, like they're competing with actual artists, actual songs that people
and I think that's
taking up
space. Like she from what I'm looking at, like adult R&B airplay, she reached number 30. R&B digital song sales number 1. R&B hip hop digital song sales number 3. Like she's climbing the charts. And like you said, taking up space.
Hold on, we got some pretty good comments over here. Midas then said, "Who gets the money? Get your publishing rights and call it a day." Is that Salvia? Savia says, I think it's crazy how she, as a black lady artist, made her ideal version of a black lady artist,
That's
and
the
it
weird
wasn't her.
part.
Yeah.
She weird for that. You weird.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Who does
Interesting.
this?
Look at that.
Who does this do? What does this do to open the door to propaganda? There was an AI artist once before, the FN Maker or whatever the fuck, but didn't fly because it was a white dude. Yeah, they created a black person. Yeah, he was saying nigga and shit.
That's
yeah.
basically what they've been asking too. But also, Matt posted a video. I believe it was Isaac Hayes III. He posted basically made his own version of Xania Monet, and it was like, I just created this 5 minutes ago, and this is her, and it talks about like the idea of, for one, all the music sounds the same, which is interesting because I'm like, we say that now, so
it's
you
like
know,
You know, all right. So I think that the part that I feel like I have a hard time connecting with is like it's that the like if I'm making music, right? And so I'm an artist. I make music, right? And then somebody else makes a more impactful piece of work than I did, right?
Right.
And they absorb attention that could have been going to me, right? What do I do about that, right? If I'm feeling competitive, then that will cause me to get in the lab, get better, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe I learn and then I see like, okay, they're doing this. I need to double down on what makes me more me. I need to find my audience, and I realize, hey, maybe I'm not in this lane. I'm in this lane, and so now I'm more impactful to the people I'm supposed to be impactful to, right? And so I have a general sense that would make me better, and I'm just having a hard time connecting with the idea that if somebody, I think that if I admit that somebody making AI music at a faster rate or something that people actually enjoy, right? Which I think is scary for a lot of people, that people actually like it, right? That it sounds good. I feel like that fundamentally, if I admit that, I have to also admit that the idea of anybody making their thing means that there's not enough space for me, right? And I think I have a default position that the people I'm supposed to reach, like I'm the only one that can make something for them. You know what I'm saying? I can only make within the lane that I have been gifted the gifts. You know what I'm saying? Like there is something that is very specific to me that if I find it, there is no competition for it, right? And so that's my focus. And so a lot of times I feel like Xania Monet and whoever producer down the street, it's the same thing. Like
here's why I think it's different. It's because when you take people out of it, you reduce the value of this form in a market. And now the value doesn't matter because, like, if you're an artist, you're going to make what you make, and then people who it's supposed to feel valuable to is going to feel valuable to them. But the amount of money you can make in the current market does change when we make people optional.
Yeah. See, that is the part that I think I disagree with because that means that the pool of money has to come from not a limited. It has to come from people choosing to get value from something that from another product. It's like, to me, it's the same thing as saying, like, the more people buy soap, the less money you can make selling toilet paper.
I see what you're saying.
Because those people have limited money.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but my argument is again, it's an issue when it takes, like, depends on your end goal. So if your goal is to, let's just say, traditionally to get signed, record label, all this stuff, Grammys and all this stuff, like, if that's your goal, but you're competing with someone who's prompting 100 songs a day, prompting, and they're taking up space though.
Right, but you're also competing with artists who I think what it is that we have to define like a line of right, and I feel like the logic of that line can keep going back because you're also competing with people who don't do anything on a day-to-day basis creative. They don't write any of those songs, and they get sent 100 songs a day, right? And you got to compete with that. I still want to say that's how is that? Thing, how is the artist who has never written a song ever and just sings more authentic than the artist who writes everything that they make and sings?
But again, what you're implying, what you're comparing is still humans and humans.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like we're only having this. I feel like the argument has only changed because we're talking about something not human. But the outcomes I feel like are still the same.
Yeah. So no, okay, I agree with you, but I think that because you can push machines to you can make machines do things humans cannot do. Mm-hmm. That is just different. Yeah, it does change the conversation significantly.
But change the conversation in terms of what's left for me, I don't think it does.
No. And I think
it does if you're competing with top 100.
Yeah,
I think. Okay,
let's go to the chat because specifically what you keep saying, LJ. Liz brought up. She says, do we think there will be a new category in music and award shows and Billboard or whatever? And I think that's where we will probably end up going in because they are taking up. This song is taking up whatever Billboard position that you could have had if you recorded Nubia Slightly Sacred could be right there, but somebody who just created a prompt, not just like I'm pretty sure she did some work to do that. Yeah. Is hosting that space, and so I feel like what will happen is this song would be top 30 AI.
I think there's going to be a Grammy junt for that. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to like category for best songwriter and the beat is completely AI generated.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's.
But I think all
is that taking up too much space?
I think all of that goes into songwriting because everybody gets the Grammy. Yeah. Like you get like this song is nominated for best songwriter. The producer's still gonna get a Grammy or whatever. So I feel like there's no splitting. You know?
Yeah, but I think it's
gonna be blended.
It's different in this case because let's just say. One Xania Monet ends up winning a Grammy, which would be wild. But let's just say she wins a Grammy, like the creator can't even sing. The creator, like,
I mean, what would she win a Grammy for then?
This
songwriter.
But that's what I'm saying.
If she won the Grammy for best songwriter,
but they're not view. But what I'm saying is they're not viewing Xania Monet. They're viewing her as an artist.
I'm saying.
So if this artist wins a Grammy,
okay. If the artist wins a Grammy for best new artist, I think that's what you're talking about. I'm saying like there's different. Like if she wins a Grammy for best songwriter,
she's not being introduced to the world as, oh, this is the creator of Xania Monet. It's being pushed like Xania Monet, the artist.
Yeah, but
who is X, Y, and Z.
But the same way. When Old Town Road and Billy Ray Cyrus had a song, like that wasn't being introduced as Jazzy, the songwriter. It was, but she just won a Grammy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So everybody
in the
gets
background.
That's what I mean. So everybody gets a Grammy. So there's no separating. That won best new, whether it won best new song, best new songwriter, best new production, best new classical, whatever. Everybody who worked on that song is getting a Grammy. If you you don't just get one, you got to do the application, whatever. But so it's no splitting.
And so this brings me to my next point of the idea of the pot, because I do think that is an argument. You're basically saying, hey, like this is if the outcome is we want this. If we want to win this competition, which only one person can win, then people entering, right, make it less of a chance that me, you know what I'm saying, as a person who doesn't use AI, has a chance to win because I have to compete with people who use robots, right? I think that same frame of thinking goes into like the money pool. So you think about the streaming, right? If in the current model of streaming, right, the more artists that are in the pool, the more it gets dispersed. So the more people that upload songs, the less likely it is you get a bag. You know what I'm saying? That seems to be mostly how it works. And so then so people are like, well, dang, we got robot artists who are entering that pool, making it less likely for us to get a bag. So I think the suggestion is real. Make it its own thing. Make a whole streaming platform.
I agree. Yeah.
For AI arts and AI artists, right? But think about this. Okay. If people go and stream, people sign up for the AI Spotify, right? And real people are spending time on there, and they're listening to the music, and so then ad dollars gets introduced, right? And people are making money off in the same way, just on this platform. Is that not also taken away? Because now those people are spending money that they could have spent on Spotify,
it's different
on this other platform that regular people are listening to anyway.
I think it's different in the sense that you're making a choice to go there. In this case, you're basically putting all of us together.
Yeah, hold on.
Well,
before we go back,
well, I just want to say that yes, the artist is making a choice.
No, I'm talking about the consumer.
Yes, that's what I'm going to say. The consumer is making a choice to go there. But what I'm saying is that okay if they choose to go to this separate platform? Is that okay that business takes dollars that they could have spent on Spotify or that they used to spend on Spotify and spend it on an AI only platform? Because that is lessening the. Okay,
hold on. Chat going crazy, y'all. Yeah. We got folks in. I can't even see. Hold on, let me go back.
You've been very impressive me reading.
Put the chat up here. So.
You
Liz.
got to hit the
Just
fans, bro.
bro, just sit up there, bro. Just sit up there, bro.
We missing Liz.
Damn. You can try to drag it over there. Oh, folks are going in.
Liz, yeah. We gotta scroll up, actually. So Liz says, but AI music is just regurgitating what's already out there, so it's hard for me to even accept anyone who creates using AI. I feel that. Unique says, someone making solely AI music takes away from the originality. They're real artists. They use their God-given voices. In my opinion, that's not real art. I mean, I may be wrong, but I don't think so. How can she win a Grammy for Best Songwriter when she used a computer system to write it? But she didn't. Those are her
lyrics.
But again, it's still because when you AI analyze her lyrics and
it's like it's picking a melody and a cadence. So and that's all songwriting too.
Yeah, but it's not using her words though. That's what I'm saying. It's like But what I'm saying is, I don't think from what I'm hearing and what I'm saying, like she's importing this stuff. And AI is basically analyzing what she's saying and then creating.
That's what Unique said. Maybe, but still, how do we know that it wasn't altered to be put in song form?
That's what I'm saying.
You can write a poem, but it won't be structured. Which is hold on. We got another comment on Facebook.
That's a valid point. But that is a collaboration. It's not that robot made the jump.
Yeah.
I feel you, but
so
go ahead.
Over on Facebook, Mighty says, so what happens if she deletes the prompt from her app? How would she prove it's her that owns it, especially if someone else can create the same person?
Again, that goes to what Isaac Hayes III was saying. Like, he legit created a song within 5 minutes that sound exactly like Xania Monet. I think, again, AI, I think she's just the first one to get known for it, but there's only so many voices or whatever that AI can generate, especially now.
Well, also, if I'm not mistaken, so I'm not sure if it's her, because isn't there another black AI artist that got the $3 million deal? Is that different than this person? Or is that the same?
I think it's the same one. Well, this is the one that I heard of. I think
I just read an article about something. If this is the same person, I just also read an article that the voice was trained off a real singer.
See, that's
the problem.
Well, ain't that AI? Like
I'm saying, well, a singular, like not a. Not
her name is Xania Monet.
It was what I'm saying. It was from what I read. It would be like,
but it wasn't from her though.
If I was like, yo, I write these poems and then I go and find Cameron Bethany, and we agree to train this AI off of his voice, and then we make songs with it. That would be the case in this.
But I don't think that's I don't think that's the thing, because again, Isaac Hayes III legit made a song and it sounded exactly like her. Well, he don't have access to that artist.
Well, you can feed. We know that you can feed those songs in there and then train it.
All right, hold on. So, Savia, he says, but what does it mean to be AI generated if everything is based on a pool of data? And what makes it a song? In her interview, she says all the songs are made from poems she wrote, but the style in which it is sung is based on other artists and references whose style can it be attributed to? And then he says, "Tell me that John don't sound like K. Michelle," which I haven't heard them Johns. Now y'all got me interested to listen to it.
But that's what they reference. They reference K. Michelle. Like crazy. She was one of the artists that they referenced. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the issue it becomes a real issue when humans are trying to force themselves to compete with machines. And I think that's really what it comes down to. Like, if there was its own platform for AI to do whatever, if there were even in movies or whatever, if AI had their own thing, I don't think, at least from my perspective, because I'm not thinking about the money, I'm just thinking about...
I think kind of connected to what you were saying, and to connect the pieces between what y'all are saying is that I feel like the answer is not, you can't compete with machines, you just have to become more human, and you have to be like, whatever it is that you're doing is so specific to you, being the person that you are, that you don't lose value, you kind of gain, especially in contrast, because when everything is like AI generated, like, people will want real people more.
Eventually. That's really what I'm saying, like, is that, like, the more
I'm actually talented. I can actually make music.
Yeah, and I can talk to a person.
I can be in a room with a person and have opinions.
I agree.
Yeah, and so like the value that I can get from those things, I just believe that like the same way, in the exact same way that like me and Nubia can never, as long as we're doing as long as we're being unapologetically ourselves, like we just can't really truly compete except in doing that. And so I actually do believe in the same way, if Nubia happened to be an AI artist, like the value I bring still isn't diminished because she's a robot and can make songs faster than me.
Yeah. I think I agree with what you're saying. It doesn't change what you can do, the individual. Yeah. This is more a conversation about how this impacts
the business,
like the business in a systemic sense, like what people are going to be like now up against, because like the people that, or the labels. I just also a lot of these critiques or this angst is connected to like these systems are falling apart. Like the people's ability to like get any value from them is highly threatened by AI. But if we just create new systems, then we don't need them, because they're gonna undercut us at every turn. Like that's their whole thing.
It's definitely a business move.
I think this is also just kind of like, I think Newbie, you said something earlier, just like not the same thing, but you basically was like, we're seeing the results of it's not that deep, right? I think we are seeing the results of things that we value. Like, I think we extremely value the ability to release music to the masses without Motown, right? We value that, but I think that mindset is like the parent of of this. You know what I'm saying? And there's a part of me that just like, to a fault, has to have like consistency and logic that makes me feel like, well, this is just the bad that came with the good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the pendulum is just kind of doing this. So you got to figure out where.
Yeah. So, dang, they've been going ham over here.
This is a very engaged.
Unique says, we collaborate with computers now. It's like saying it has soul.
Well, we do collaborate with computers.
Yeah, we do that.
This process right now, we're collaborating with machines right now.
And I'm definitely collaborating.
Man, we be collaborating with that auto-tune for sure. And that is definitely based off of a generative system that's analyzing what you're doing and making it into something you did not do.
Yeah. I think what it is we're allowing technology to have more power than we originally.
This is just the beginning of that.
Exactly.
Too. So if you can do some shit without
I have
machines,
I do have a question. So if Matt was here, he would say, "Get your live performance game up."
Yeah.
But I do have a question. Do you guys feel like this conversation and the use of like can we are we do we feel like there are objective advantages to incorporating AI into whatever you're doing?
Yes, I think. Well, okay, and it depends. It depends on what it is. I think when it comes to art making, like the
So this is actually
yeah,
the
make the
basis
question
of my
more specific.
I am curious if you guys feel like if we were talking about cancer research, is the usage of AI 100%?
I still feel the same. I still feel the same about it. I think that that whatever a computer can do, like when we lose a lot in speed. I think you have to know what you're trading the time for, and like also computers like
you lose lives in
speed, like
in
what,
slow.
But that's true. But you're gonna lose lives either way. I think like you have to make a decision about.
So
that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's bad.
So-
I think it makes sense
so
to use it,
the-
but to over lean on
the
it.
speed in which we came to the COVID vaccine, I think would be kind of an example of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like people's main skepticism was like, how are y'all making like these stunts be taking years to develop, and we came up with this junk in like 3 months, and you want us to take it, right? And then there was a lot of just like you were damn near immoral if you didn't do that, right? For having that level of skepticism. So
it's crazy.
by that logic, if it would have came out in a week, even better, because less people died. There's a vaccine here.
Exactly. I don't like. Yeah, no. It's a tricky thing. It's like there is no right answer. Like either people are going to die because we don't have the answer, or you're going to kill people now or later because the answer you got was like it was terrible. So like. Yeah. I think we just have to approach these things with more respect, and I don't think we do at all. I don't. That's my problem with AI.
Yeah,
there's there's not enough respect.
Like man said, man, people love the idea of convenience, man.
Right.
But until AI can produce a slightly sacred, I'm not fucked up with it. Like,
And I think that's just.
That's a good series, but that was very. I got it. Hold on.
That's my point, bro. Not worried about it.
You're not
AI
worried
can't do that.
This shit does not worry me at all, but it's a good discussion. Saeed said, I think this is Saeed. Excuse me. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing y'all names wrong. I can't read. LJ, he said, LJ, are you saying in the AI genre? I'm not sure what part of the conversation you're talking about.
when we were talking about them having their own platforms and stuff, yes, they would have to have their own whatever.
Over there.
Yeah, yeah, like come on, man.
I just think I think I'm just. I know you gotta get to the next comment.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like there's just something that feels like when it boils down to it in my mind, it's like how could I be upset that there are people doing things less creative? Yeah. When I am trying to be more creative.
I think
like how can that is an advantage.
I think it gets when this shit start working.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on
or whatever, but you know.
It depends on your destination, where you're trying to get to. Yeah. Because if AI, people who are less creative and using AI is taking up space for rooms that you're trying to be into, you're fighting your whole life to get into, I think that's when it becomes a problem. As far as AI being good or bad, it's like whatever. Again, because it can't.
I think we have to rethink the like instead of like my what I can bring is now considered less valuable because an AR artist is on Billboard. I think we have to start thinking of it like the Billboard charts is less valuable because AI can infiltrate it. So like if we're gonna level these things at the same place, then this is just not the place where I need to be finding my value. Like I need to be like. Yeah. I need to judge myself by a different metric.
This is not. I don't think this is like a creative artist problem. This is a consumer. Like, figure out who your consumer is and find them and talk and make sure you're talking to them because that's where the issue is. An average consumer doesn't care.
They don't care. They don't know
if it sounds good to them. They're gonna bump it. And so you find the people that's gonna care that this came from this person. I agree with what Nubia. Everything Nubia does, I love. Whatever she says, whatever she writes, I'm with. And you find that person and you feed them.
Yeah, it's brand.
It's brand.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, like you said, it's just people just got to change their idea of success in these platforms in general.
Yeah. Mighty says this is going to broaden the people. Bro, the chat going. Shout out to y'all in the chat.
Yeah, this is the most like.
This is going to broaden the people suing artists for using their style, image, and likeness. The whole situation between Marvin Gaye's family and Robin Thicke.
Bro, that's
yeah, bro. When Robin Thicke family won that joint, I was like, bro. I mean, when Marvin Gaye family won this, and I was
they
like,
need
oh,
to
bro,
sue
it's-
back. 'Cause, bro, that messed up his whole career.
Yo, here's the other part. Speaking of suing, so y'all know that Warner, Universal, and Sony teamed up to sue Suno and Udio.
Which is,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
thought they just signed with them.
No, they brought a 3-headed monster lawsuit against these folks, which is still active. Now, UMG, I think, came to an agreement or is in talks with an agreement to license. Because the whole thing
With
is...
Udio, right?
Yeah, because the whole thing is that the idea is that, like, Suno had to train this music off of something, right? Which means they had to train it. So the idea is they trained it off of these guys' massive world, all the music, they own it. And so you had to circumvent technology in order to attain the music to train your model. And they are arguing that that is by definition copyright infringement. And so they're suing for those damages. AI is basically arguing that we did do that, but it is protected under not free speech, but
For use.
free use.
People signed up for it.
It's protected under free use, and so that's what the whole thing is.
No.
Well, there is language that might support that. I do think they have a case, but I feel like they might lose. But I do think that it is ambiguous enough to go to court.
Yeah, no,
and
for sure.
And need legislation around this and how it happened. And so here's the thing. Let's say they win. That is going to be a big hit.
Bro.
But why? You know what I think is really happening is because Sony, Universal, Warner, the three-headed giants, what are they trying to do? They're just trying to make their own AI junts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Off
They're
of
trying to get rid of the competition.
catalog that they own.
They're trying to get rid of the competition.
So we don't need y'all at all anymore.
Yeah, no,
we got everything we need.
I feel like that's
what's happening.
That's
for sure.
absolutely. I think. Yeah.
We gotta get rid of these labels in general.
Well, look, let me get through these last comments so we can talk slightly safe because we about to be at the end of this, and I want to spend some time on that. But Saeed says it would be key. I think he's speaking of the AI genre. It would be key for writers like Moneylong, I'm not sure if I pronounce her name, and Neo, who only started singing because artists were holding out on publishing their songs. Was holding out. I think that's what I'm trying to say. We're holding out on publishing their songs. But I think that would be key if somebody like Neo, you waiting on somebody to release some music.
Yeah,
bro, that would. What you Neo and you waiting on an AI artist to release a song, bro?
You waiting on Usher to release.
That's
a
what
song.
I'm saying. He's waiting on Usher. If to defeat that, you just go to if Neo had AI.
You
back
want me
then,
just
you
get a
just go to
computer
AI.
to sing this song? That would be.
Easy. I was like,
What a loss, though.
Savage says, what a loss. We never get Neo. Savage says, are there cases where speed is the defining factor in music that AI would wholly improve?
Yes, I think the way Avid Pro Tools is using AI, I think that's dope. I feel like it should be like an assistant in the sense of you're still being the creative. You're still doing a lot of the thinking. I know where you're going with it. I see your face.
I just want you to define the line because the logic keeps going. I think this would be a lot easier if there was like you can use AI for these tasks and not these tasks. Yeah. Not saying you can use it as an assistive tool.
Yeah, and I don't know if we're gonna get a hard line like that because like it's about attitude and like what you value in the process. You will cut out the things you don't value in the process. Yep. So if you don't value the singing of it,
if you don't value editing the breaths out of your vocals,
you
gonna hit the AI for that.
Yeah.
Shit. But a lot of people argue like the time that you take.
I got you.
Savage says, and they're gonna feed the AI with the most creative people that inspire them to continue to iterate on, creating hundreds of times over much faster than a person could. Liz also in the chat says, also remember computers are subject to error as well. So are you actually willing to risk whatever the error could be?
And that's the thing. Oh
my God.
And it could be so far back you don't even know where.
But not just that. Like the original artist, Talisha Jones. She said like you said, it took her months to get the right song. Versus if you're just a creative, you reach out to the people, you create your song, you have the idea.
And
Now
it
you're
can
trying to
still take
figure
you
out
months.
which prompts work
Oh, wait a minute.
to get you
Hold
a
on. Still
song
take your
that
time.
you want.
Wait. Are you suggesting that if she just would have reached out to some collaborators, it wouldn't have took 4 months?
What I'm
Is
saying.
that what you're saying?
I see where you go with this. I see where
'cause
you
them
go
niggas-
with. I see where
them
you.
niggas-
Man, he owned
Bro,
it. He owned
them
it.
niggas would have not came to the studio. Like, bro.
I mean, but I feel like
would have
that
ghosted
says,
you and shit.
that
Nah,
says
bro.
more about you than
No. Oh my gosh, bruh. No, people are just unprofessional, and I
people are
I
unpredictable.
agree.
people are just unprofessional, and you
I
have
agree
to
with
go
that.
through that.
That's facts.
You still got to put
I
in
get
the
what
time.
you're saying. I get what you're saying.
You still got to put in the time. Now, if you came to unapologetic, that jam would have been done in the
You know,
afternoon.
I keep forgetting how rare we are, bro. Like that's the
Come
thing.
to outer space, come to outer.
Like, because I've talked to so many artists who have been going to recording studios, been having to get their song re-recorded, because they reached out and paid collaborators who were just slow.
My bad. I keep thinking about our world, man. I keep thinking about the universe that we created.
Yeah, so you got some props, LJ. Folks saying come through LJ. I see what you did there. So that segue didn't go unnoticed. It was great. Liz also said UMG settled that lawsuit that I think that you were just talking about.
See,
So I think UMG though is not. I don't know if they're a subsidiary of Warner, Sony, and
So they not. This is separate. Junk.
yeah, I think it's a separate junk.
Okay. Also, Liz said this is such a hamster wheel, and
It is.
for sure agree.
It is.
100%.
I think y'all just made a point, and I think we should move on to Sacred after this, but Slightly Sacred after this. But y'all made a point on like, we were just talking about like how. No, Liz made a point of how computers are subject to mistakes.
Yeah.
Right. And I think this is a part of the discussion that isn't getting mentioned, is that like you actually do got to be independently intelligent, right? There has to be a level of intelligence on your own to be able to spot things. You have to have, because like I've definitely used ChatGPT and been trying to figure stuff out, and because I know what I'm talking about, I know that what you just said is
right. It's like,
People
you know what I'm
don't.
saying?
Not everybody who's using the tools knows
and there
that
are
stuff.
people who
scary,
are jumping into stuff using AI or not, who are just like not smart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Trust me,
And don't,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And that is
That's
definitely
scary.
going to
That's
dilute
scary.
whatever pool they jump into.
that's
But I definitely think when they start to feel like they're making progress because the AI is like
And it's like
moving faster than they could, but it's just wrong because they don't know how to spot it because they
Yeah,
never
exactly.
knew what they was talking about in the first place.
Exactly.
I do
Yeah.
think that like in terms of mistake, and I don't know how to pin that down to music, but I think in general when you use AI, like to me that's what I've noticed is that like if you are clueless about what you're talking about, if you don't know, or if you're clueless on how to spot information that like if you don't have that sense to spot wrong information, even if you don't know it's wrong or why it's wrong, like you're just
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah.
And there was no like I think like there are no the tools are not gonna even that out. Like
exactly.
no matter when we advance in like creative like what the tools creatives have, how sharp your mind is still gonna separate you from other people.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think.
Savvy says to end this off. On top of that, the songs just be ass, bro.
But I've never seen like anything completely generated by AI that moved me in any way or that I thought was cool.
I ain't listen to nothing.
Like-
Because I'm in the lab.
BBL Drizzy.
Yeah, exactly.
BBL
BBL
Drizzy.
just was
And that shit was some part.
That
of
was
it,
funny.
part of
But
it.
that
Part
was
of it
a hard sample,
Metro,
bro.
yeah,
It was just a
Metro-
sample though, right? And Metro
Yeah,
did, he
Metro
did
did.
It was
Thing.
hey, so is AI samples a part of this? Like if you generate completely a prompt and then you chop it up, is that the same soulless art that people are talking about?
I think it's a sliding scale. I think there's a. I don't,
I'm just
yeah.
curious. So like, I'm just curious of what you think because
Oh, that was me.
So, okay.
man,
Hello?
the mic pooted.
Liz said slightly sacred. We gotta move.
Yeah,
it,
bro.
Okay, yeah.
Liz make the rules over here.
Thank
So
you.
we gotta move.
Liz the moderator.
But Midas said this is a great conversation. Thank you, Midas. But let's get into. Can you do that transition again?
Yeah. So I have a question. Which AI programs did you use
to make this? Because I know
Yeah,
you use.
yeah. So I used my dick. And
AI dick.
yes, it's actually an AI program called My Dick, and like you install it at home. Actually, I will send y'all links to buy it. It's really good.
Send y'all links to my dick. Crazy.
Get a subscription for the pro.
Yeah, get a subscription to My Dick.
Yo, that's hilarious. Okay, so My Dick. And
But no, I mean, kind of controversially related. Please don't do that. Well, I mean, or do your shit. But I did use a huge part of my writing process. Right, I'm not an instrumentalist. I know a little bit of piano, but I don't really know. I don't play any instruments. So I found a loop on Splice to write this song. The only thing that separates I think that process from like AI creation is that like I knew that wasn't where I wanted the song to stop. Like I was like, this is what I'm using to create the bedrock for this song, and then I brought it to Matt, and then we built out Slightly Sacred.
yeah, I have a question. Damn, no, damn. I don't want. This is keep talking about AI. We just got to done off camera. But I just, if you had used Suno in that way.
Yeah, that's what.
Matt was we were talking about that.
Yeah, but I think I probably would not have like dove in to the creative process
I'm saying is that soulless art is what I'm saying. Like what?
I'm
trying to help define what.
No, I don't think it's soulless if you have intention and then you like bring like this is I'm just trying to
just iterate
sketch something out and then
move on.
Yeah,
I
think that's fine.
And especially like you had people replay like I would like to see you. Your production, I've been hearing a bunch of your songs. Your production is actually really crazy.
Thank you.
Loops, I would be interested to see you prompt something to make you what you want. And then give that to real instrumentalists.
Yeah.
And turn that actually might be.
I don't know. We'll see if my wall just went up. I was like, I don't want to prompt nothing. I don't want to prompt nothing. And it's like I know that's kind of like irrational because it's a similar thing, but I don't know. We'll see if that ever becomes a part of my process. I doubt it though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I mean, because I don't think, at least at this moment, I don't think there's a law or anything saying you can't upload AI like created samples on Splice or anything. So like, what?
Yeah, so I don't even know if them jumps is made by real people.
They might. I mean, we just don't have access to them contracts as a Splice creator. But they might.
Yeah.
But
you might have to be able to own the copyright.
That makes sense.
To be able to do that. So if you prompt something completely, you don't technically own the copyright to it. So.
All right, man. But your creative process for Slightly Sacred, like,
yes.
Walk us through that.
Yes. So I was this was about 18 months ago when I wrote this song. I was watching a video essay. I think I was watching a video essay about Twilight on YouTube, and it was specifically talking about like Mormonism, how like Stephanie Meyer's Mormonism influenced the way that she wrote that book. And factored and made all those characters, and then like it talked about like shame and desire and like women and stuff. And there was this quote from this lady who, let me see if I can find her name, Barbara something. But she said who she is not important because it's what she said that was important. She said that women should be sexless and slightly sacred. So what she was saying is that women should not enjoy sex, think about sex, think sex is like a thing that they should like concern themselves with at all. That sex is something that women should just be like doing for men because men are interested in sex. That they're not supposed to be getting anything out of it. And actually that it's like a icky thing to feel driven to have any kind of sexual experience as a woman. And I just thought that was fascinating.
Those the Salem witch trial.
Yes, this was an older white woman in like the 80s who said this. So like her childhood had to be but she was older when she said the thing. So like she had to be
she ain't been touched since the 40s.
Yeah, this was a very like old kind of like cemented way of thinking things. But it's like I think we see it's the ripples of that idea in the way that we punish women for their sexuality. Like it's either like it's kind of hidden now because people are so like, yeah, no, have sex, have a whole face. But we never stop punishing women for living in their sexual desire. It's kind of just like a thing that you accept that you're going to be called things but it's worth it to do it. So that kind of thing. So the song was seeded by my like me watching that video and hearing that quote, and then I was thinking specifically about like I've been thinking a lot in the last maybe 5 years about gender and power, and the way that I understood that, the way that I like formed my notions about that from when I was a little girl, and how influenced that was by my dad's view of gender and like and my mom's view of gender and like in my family. And my family is very like heavy. Like there's mostly men in my family, and every time we have a family gathering, the loudest voices are the men. Right. And I was the kind of kid that like I really liked discussing things. I wanted to like be in the conversations. So oftentimes I would find myself sitting on the floor listening to a bunch of men talk. And then I mapped a lot of the way that I am onto those experiences, which I think helped me in a lot of ways. But I think as I started to become a woman, like started to like crest into adulthood, I started to bump up against the limitations in that because I am not a man.
Right.
Like and I like internalized a lot of I like shrunk a lot of pieces of me to fit into what I was seeing mapped for me. And then I also internalized a lot of messaging about like what regular women can do, what like what we're capable of. And so the song Slightly Sacred is it's commenting on all of that, but specifically it's like a masochist talking to his or a sadist talking to his masochist. So like a woman that is like constantly self-sacrificing for him, giving to him, like taking his beatings, and he's telling her like, I am not as big as you think I am, but I am enjoying like sitting in how big you think I am. And you will never get anything from this like ritual that you've committed yourself to, but I'm fine with that. It's basically the protagonist that's what the protagonist is saying. And that's what I have felt like the world was saying to me. That like my gentleness, my like smallness is like, I see that you are like connected to this as a virtue, but you're not going to get anything from this because I'm not the person that you think I am. I'm not worthy of this level of devotion. And so that's kind of what the song is about. And it maps onto also the relationship that we have with power, not just interpersonally, but like with the state and with like the way that people interpret authority in general is like, I don't think people can spot worthy authority very well. Like I think that we have the way that power looks is very skewed, and so people listen to people who are not deserving of your ears. People give them their lives to things that are not like deserving of that. I don't think.
How did you form the codex, especially given the context that you grew up around all these men, and like what was it about entering into adulthood? Like what did you discover about that unworthiness? Because all of your works that I've experienced are like this, where there was like they feel like very whole life works. They don't feel isolated to like a couple months of an experience. They're very like, this song is about everything I've ever been through, right? And so I'm curious on where you learned how to determine what was worthy of authority.
Yeah, I think that, so I'm a smart person. I've been smart my whole life, but when I was a kid, I had like I think I'm kind of like a very naturally respectful person. Like I want to respect authority. I want to but I think a lot of people failed me. A lot of people that were supposed to be leading me failed me. And I kept seeing that happen over and over and over and over again. And I'm thinking, okay, well, is the problem with authority? Right. And it's like, no, because I know how to embody authority that is like kind and like and loving and like and actually illuminating of the way. And I think that I was seeing a lot of people who were calling what they were doing authority when it was really just like selfishness and like hastiness and control. And I think that once I started to see through that matrix, I was like, okay, no, everybody can't do this. Right. There are some people who are good at this and there are some people who are not good at this. And I need to find the people and become the people who are good at this, who are good at modeling healthy power and like an authority over people. Not over people. With people, because I think that there's too much emphasis over the over part. Like,
no, I agree. I feel like everybody wants to be a boss, but like the best kings, I'll put it to you like this: the worst kings are the ones that sent soldiers off to war.
Yeah.
The best ones were leading.
Mm-hmm.
We were on the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? Like servant kingship. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
because
saying?
I think there's
like,
we see all the perks that come with power, and we like we societally, I think, forget all of the responsibility that comes with power. It's like there's a lot of responsibility in you deciding you're going to be a leader. It's not just I am the leader, so what I say goes. It's like now people are looking to you, and you have to be leading them somewhere. It's not just about leading them to what you want to get.
Right.
And I don't think people understand that there's a distinction there.
Do you feel like I also like had noticed that because you play with the dynamics of power, from my interpretation, the perversion of power, right? There's a perversion of authority in terms of your relationship with the people you have authority with, or in some people's cases over. But there's also relationships to those responsibilities. There's relationships to those perks, and so I'm curious, as someone who is aiming to wield healthy authority and power, and be an example of that. What do you feel like is the appropriate symbiotic relationship between people who have authority and people who are under headship?
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want you to just answer that from the authority side down, but also to the
people
the
who
other
are
side. Like, what does that healthily look like to you?
Respect. I think people have to, I think you have to respect both parties have to respect themselves and respect each other and respect the goal. And the goal has to be clearly stated. Yeah. So like if this is a marriage between a man and a woman, if the goal is this is how we want to have our home life, this is how we want to raise our children, this is how we will handle money, you need to agree and respect those goals, and then also respect like your advantages and limitations in getting to that goal, so that you know when to look to the other person. And if this person, let's say, just for the sake of keeping it traditional, a man, but I don't. Okay, we'll just keep the conversation simple. Let's say the man is the head of this household, this particular household. The woman has to be in agreement with that as a concept, period. Yeah, right. So if she's not, then this is not a partnership. There's not going to be a healthy relationship with power in this dynamic. She has to be the kind of woman that's like, I am okay with a man leading my household. Right. If she is the kind of woman that says, no, this is the work of a woman needs to lead the household, then she needs to find a man that is like, a woman needs to lead the household. Yeah. Right. There needs to be consensus.
Yeah,
I agree.
And not granularly, but like holistically, there needs to be consensus.
Yeah, that's interesting because I feel like that can turn into like Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, it can. Period. It can. I think like, and that's like the thing about. That's the thing that I'm learning about being in community with people, is that like, I feel, and I don't know if everyone has the same experience, so I mean, before I project this onto and make it like a general truth, I feel that connecting with people is a constant negotiation.
Right.
And I'm not always getting what I want. Yeah. But I'm always weighing the scales. Right, exactly. And the minute the scales are stacking up in a way that I'm uncomfortable with, this needs to change. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that it's like it needs to be like this. It needs to be even all the time. I'm fine with it being like this, or I'm fine with it being like this, but I need to make that decision actively. Right,
yeah. What's the thing that people miss, that you see people like not paying attention to, that you feel like in this conversation that sightly sacred like should reveal?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I love this question. Okay, so all of my work, I try to aim at the abject space between things. So like the gray that blends you and other people together. And there's a reason why I made myself, like, I made it in first person for a reason, because I think that so often we talk about abuse of power, but then we don't connect it to ourselves. Right. We think like that's a bad person that is abusing power, but it's like, I mean, yeah, no, the protagonist is a shitty guy. Like but I was able to write those words because I know, I understand him. And I think that's what people are missing. Like, they're missing the thing that connects you to the people that are causing harm. Like, you can cause harm. Right. If you had power to exploit, and you weren't being intentional about how you were using it, you would probably exploit it by accident or on purpose. Right. And you would think that you were entitled to that for whatever reason, for your experiences, because of payback, because whatever the fuck. Like, I think people are missing that we are more alike than we are different.
Yeah. Man, you put a lot of thought into the concepts of this song. Like, how do you feel when people don't get it?
I don't feel no type of way, because I think the people who get it really, really, really get it, and the people who don't get it are, and most of the time I'm seeing, they can see that there is something to get. Yeah. So they're watching and they're looking, but like they don't, like, I can't put these things together, but it's like, it's fine. It'll reveal itself.
Keep streaming.
It works for me either way. Like, it's fine either way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you make something that people can listen to 10 years from now and be like,
And even me, like, I get uncomfortable with my songs too sometimes, because like time will add context to them that I didn't intend at the time. And it will be like to the point where I'm reading something that I wrote when I was 17. It's like, why are you reading me? Like, this is very like difficult for me to sit with. But it's like, if it was true then, the way that I try to create art is that like it's true like this, so that it can be true like this.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah, I rock with that, because now I'm not gonna say this is my opinion. I am making a claim that truth is never malleable, right? Like, complete truth does not change ever. Mm-hmm. Now, what is true can change. Yeah. But truth, like I understand what you mean. Yeah. That never changes. There's like it's a one specific frequency, and you tune into it or you can tune out of it, but it's not moving. Yeah. I think. Right. So,
man.
Subscribe to my dick.
Yeah.
We get deep.
When you were creating with Mad, and I think Mad is your main collaborative producer in this, and then expanded to the musicians, the people you brought into this process. Like, because this is all like extremely specific, like it's true, like that at that level. Yeah. What was the process of communicating that in order to get the final result?
So I only communicated all of that to Mad. I didn't communicate that. I think I'm actually kind of like experimenting with the level of like detail I go into with the other collaborators. I wanted Mad to understand the general mood, but also I think like when it comes to the way that I write songs, conceptually, like what I'm saying in the production process doesn't matter as much as how I want the song to feel. And so even if I didn't tell Mad all of that thinking, I would have said something like, oh, I want this to feel really like, and this is what we settled on, something big, something nostalgic, something that's like very cinematic. And then that's mostly the relevant information for like the musical collaborators. I think like sometimes when like if Unique like is doing backgrounds, I'll tell her more because I want her to like imbue that into like the way that she's delivering the lines. Right. But I don't know. Maybe I'll try it differently.
Yeah. So you don't really need for people to like be on the same wavelength.
A lot of your songs too, like juxtapose, like you may be talking about this, but it sounds,
I don't want
like
it to sound like and that was like very like the hard line I drew in the sand in like 2022, where I was like, I kept writing songs and all of them sounded heavy and it wasn't shit I wanted to listen to. Right. And I was like, how do I fix this? And I was like, well, I will almost like exclusively work in major scales, like because the shit that I'm trying to say is too dark, to where like, I don't want to pair this with like some doom doom. Like I think I bring a lot of heaviness already, and I want it to be poppy. I want it to be something for the girls to like, you know. shake a shoulder to.
Swimming pools type.
Yeah.
No, it's very real, and you've been doing it. So we have the privilege of hearing all the demos every other week. So you know what I'm saying. Cyclically Sacred is out. Shout out to the Unapologetic. Oh yeah, so the Unapologetic Word Out. Shout out to Mad for being able to put this thing together, and then you for like having the vision. Like, talk about your section for Slightly Sacred in the app.
Yes. So the Slightly Sacred section of the app is like it's just like a dream from like early. Like, I spent a lot of time online when I was little, like very unsupervised on sites I shouldn't have been on. But I think I saw a lot that is actually feeding into this era of my creativity. And that site, that like section of the app looks exactly how I envisioned it looking. Like, it's Mad did perfectly. This was one of those moments where I told him how I wanted it to feel, and then he like kind of made the shit immaculate. But it's basically just like you can listen to it, you can find the links to download it, you can read the lyrics, and then there's a Pry page which opens to a secret blog that I'm updating, and that I have a lot of very exciting plans for. So if you have not been in the Unapologetic World app and have not opened the Slightly Sacred tab, you should do that. You should give me your email, and then you should read what I have put on there, because there's already a lot of very interesting stuff on there, but it's going to get more interesting.
Amazing.
Man, we are about 12 minutes over time, you know what I'm saying? But it was a great discussion. Not, you know what I'm saying? Not gonna lie, this was pretty fun.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. We got two funny comments from Midas. Midas said, "LOL, shame on you for busting the nut." And he's talking about the shawty from earlier. Also, I'm not sure what this was referring to. So you don't get rewarded for walking into a space that everyone else around you was beat into submission to go.
Maybe it's the Billboard thing, or the.
Yeah, we
shame on you for busting in that.
We lost the plot, but that's a T-shirt.
For busting in fire.
That's
shame on you.
That's the OnlyFans in the bio, in your Instagram link.
Shame on you for busting in that. Actually, that's a good sentence. That's a great sentence, Midas.
Hey, copyright. We got.
That's a great sentence.
She got that jump from AI. I can't copyright it. Hey, Meta AI wrote that comment. Assisted with that comment right. Comment Facebook AI assisted Facebook comments is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. What are you doing?
Anyway, y'all, this has been another episode of Type Beat, a producer podcast filmed at Outer Space, an unapologetic studio. We have been your cast. Shout out to Matt. He had to dip, you know what I'm saying, to handle some stuff. But yeah, man, thank you all for chiming in today. This has been a great episode, man. Especially you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, get the Unapologetic World app, and yeah, everybody reintroduce yourself.
LJ1S.
Nubia Yassine.
Kid Maestro, aka Keenan. Yeah.
That's right.
Right. Stay safe, stay dangerous, do both or do neither. Goodbye.
Peace.
That was not smooth.
Bro. This man, no intro, bro.
He was not ready.
Click it.
Oh my god.
Bro, click the jump. Bro,
Bitch, are you jealous?
Oh shit, here we go again.